One is SQL, another one what? PLSQL. Okay. So learning Oracle means learning these two languages, SQL and PLSQL. SQL means structured query language, and PLSQL is procedural language and SQL. That's all. So after completing these two languages, your course is completed. Okay, now learning Oracle means nothing but learning these two languages only. Then so, and this course, okay, and the daily timing is like 4 to 6, but in this 4 to 6 p.m. the class timing is 1.5 hours. Remaining time I'll spend for doubts. Okay, now 1.5 hours I'll spend for the actual class, and the remaining time I'll spend for doubts. This takes around, the duration is around 2.5 months, 2 months or 2.5 months. Okay, then I'll after once demos are completed, they create one Google Classroom. You know that for all the classes they do the same thing. They create one Google Classroom, and to this Google Classroom I'll add the required material. There are number of PDFs are there, class notes, interview questions, exercise, everything. I'll add it to the Google Classroom. You can download or you can go through the Google Classroom notes. Okay, but if you want, you can write the notes. That is good thing, because learning the course means like 50% attending the class, listening the class, and 50% listening the class, writing the notes. Okay, then 50% listening plus writing notes. You'll get 50% of the subject, and the remaining 50% you'll get by practice. Okay, so 50% is listening and writing the notes. You'll get 50% subject. The remaining 50% you'll get by practice. Then so, but even though I'll add it to the Google Classroom, but better you write the notes. Like today's okay. Today is a demo class. You can leave it. From regular class onwards, better to write the notes. Okay, now then, but it's up to you. Next, and actually, see what is this Oracle, and who use this Oracle, and who has to learn this course. Okay, then I think everyone knows what is Oracle means. Okay, now anyone learnt DBMS in your graduation? You learn DBMS? Yes or no? Yes. If you know DBMS means, if you know DBMS means, you might be knowing Oracle also. What is Oracle is? Then if I ask you what is Oracle, what is your answer? Oracle is a what? Simple. Oracle is a database software. Oracle is a what? Database software. Nowadays, every company maintains databases. Very small companies too, medium and large scale companies maintains what? databases. Every company maintains databases. What is the reason why companies maintains databases? You take bank is there here. HDFC Bank is there. That HDFC Bank maintains database. What for? For storing the data. That's all. For storing the data. The main purpose of using database is storing the data. So bank maintains databases for storing the customer data. Telecom companies like Jio, Airtel maintains databases for storing the data. Amazon maintains the database for storing the data. Amazon sells different products. Amazon's take orders from customers and deliver the products to the customer. They maintain a database for this. University, every university maintains what? Database. Okay, na? So someone maybe after 40 years, someone is applied green card in US. He applied a green card in US. For this, they do the inquiry. American government do the inquiry. They inquire what? School education. They inquire college education. They inquire graduation, university education. Okay, na? Then university has to give the details or not? Yes. How they can give the details? They can give the details if they maintain what's it? Data. So that is the reason every organization maintains what? Databases for storing the data. Tell me, what are the other methods for storing the data? You know any other methods? You know any other methods for storing the data? Any other methods for storing the data? What we can store data in what? Variables. We can store data in files. We can store data in databases. So these are the different methods for storing the data. Okay, na? Like in programming languages, you declare integer a, yes, and you store a equals to 100. What is a is? A is what? Variable. So we can store the data in variable. We can store the data in what? Files like Excel. You know Excel. Huh? We can store data in Excel, and we can store the data in what? Databases. What is the difference? What is the difference? Variables. The data stored in variables is permanent or not permanent? Not permanent. Not permanent. So once the program execution is completed, the data stored in the variable is gone. So this is what? Not permanent. Plus not secure. Okay, na? The data is not permanent and data is not secure. But the data stored in files, the data stored in files is what? The data stored in files is permanent. You stored some data in Excel file, but that is permanent or not permanent? Permanent. But what about this is what? Not secure. The data stored in files is not secure. And databases, what is the database? Permanent and also secure. So if any company wants to provide permanent storage, and if they want to provide security to the customer data, compulsory they use what? Database. Okay, na? So if any company wants to provide permanent storage, and if they want to provide security to the customer data, compulsory they use what? Databases. Like you take banks. Banks should provide the customer security to the customer data. Yes. You should not access my account, and I should not access what? Your account. So then, so security is important in what? Banking. Okay, na? Then, so like this is the difference between what's it? Variables, files, and what? Databases. Okay, na? Then, so nowadays what is most important is security is what? most important. So that is the reason compulsory, almost all every small companies will go for databases. Startup companies, small companies, they use databases for data storage. Okay, you said databases are for storing the data, but where this data comes from? Huh? Where this data comes from? Huh? Client. What is the client means? User. Client means user. So where this data comes from? Once again, for example, like I'm going to one website, Oracle website, then oh, like 1 second, just a minute. Then, so what is this is? This is what, sir, to create account in Oracle, you want to create a Gmail account. To create a Gmail account, you enter your details, first name, last name, etc. Similarly, to create Oracle account, what it is asking? It is asking what? Email, password, country, name, title, phone number, company name, address, zip code, etc. So it is asking all these details. Yes or no? Then you enter the details. Okay, na? What is this is called? What is this is called? This is the one. By using this, you enter the details. I'm asking what is this is called? This is called? Huh? This is called what? Form. Or this is called what? GUI, means graphical user interface. This is called form, or this is called GUI, graphical user interface. Okay, then so like by using this form, what we can do is we can input the data. User will input the data by using this form. End user will use this form to input the data. Tell me how this form is developed. How this form is developed. How this form is created. By using some technologies. By using the technologies, what's it? HTML, CSS, JavaScript, what's that? Bootstrap. Next one, what is this is? Angular, React. So these are all what? Technologies. By using these technologies, you create this form. You create the form. But whatever the details you enter the details, but whatever the details you enter, all these details are stored permanently or temporarily? Permanently. So what Oracle will do, Oracle maintains one database. In the database, they store the details. Yes or no? Then, so this is what? This is one place where you store what? Data. What this is? Database. Using the form, you input the data. And where you store the data? In database. You store the data in what? Databases. And what are they are called? They are called what? You can say they are called front end. And what this is called? This is called what? Back end. Using front end, you input the data. Using back end, you store the data. But how this database is created? How this database is created? Sir, like you said, how to create the HTML, how to create this form. To create the form, you said these are the technologies we use to create the form. Similarly, how to create the database? Okay, na? How to create the what? Database. To create the database, we use some technologies. What are the technologies? One using Oracle. one using SQL Server, one using MySQL, one using PostgreSQL, one using RDS, one using SNV. Then tell me, what are these? What are these? These are all technologies, softwares. They are used for to create what, sir? Database. Why you create database? For storing the data. Okay, na? Then next, what is this is form? How this form is created? By using this HTML, CSS, etc. Why you create this form? You create the form to input the data. Why you create the database? For storing the data. But problem is, can this HTML form can be connected to Oracle? If this HTML form can be connected to Oracle? No, it's not possible. HTML form cannot be directly connected to database. In between, one is there. What is this? So this is front end. That is what back end. What is this is called? This is called what? Middleware. Okay, na? What is this is called? Middleware. Middleware lies between front end and back end. Using the middleware, you can connect the front end application to back end. So what are the middleware technologies? What are the technologies you use it for middleware? One is what? Java, .NET, PHP, Python. Next one, Node.js. What are these? All these are what, sir? Technologies. So these technologies are used to develop what? Middleware. So using this middleware, what we can do? Connect the what? Front end to what's that? Back end. A middleware application connects front end application to back end. Connects front end form to database. Okay, then. So this is called middleware. Now tell me, to develop applications, you need how many? 3. What are the 3? A front end, a middleware, and a back end. You need 3 to develop the application. You see this Oracle website is there. Oracle website is also developed by using these technologies. Amazon website is there. Amazon website is also developed by using this 3 technologies. Then now, so what is this is called? What is this is called? So what is this is called? Full stack application. The full stack application contains what? 3. What are the 3? Front end, a middleware, and a back end. So some students, what? They learn HTML. They learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript. They can become what? Front end developer. Some students learn only Oracle. They learn Oracle. So they try jobs in only Oracle. They can become what? Backend developers, database developers. So some students learn only Java. They learn only Java and try jobs using Java technology. They can become what? Java developer or middleware developer. Okay, then. But if you know all the 3, then you can become full stack developer. If you know all the 3. So that is what companies are expecting. What companies are expecting? Sir, I know only Oracle. Then you got less chances. I know only Java. I know core Java, or I know only advanced Java, core Java. Chances are less. Okay, na? I know only HTML, JavaScript. Chances are less. But if you know these 3, chances are what? More. Chances are more plus package also good package. Compared to knowing only one technology, if you know three, then so definitely you'll get a good package and good scope in the industry. Okay, na? Then the scope will be more. Okay, then you can grow in what like faster. Okay, not only getting the job is important in software industry, not only getting the job, how fast you grow in the industry is important. Okay, then so because like so like nowadays, like all what like you take IITs. Okay, I'm taking example. The way they what think IITs, they are joining in the companies, and what they while joining only they have the plan to retire at 40. Okay, na? They're joining in the companies and they're planning to retire at age 40. So to retire at age 40, then what? You have to grow fast in the industry. Yes or no? Then what you need? You need technologies. Okay. Like means like I'm not saying learn Java, .NET, PHP like that. You don't need. Just learn here. Here you learn what? Here you learn one technology, either Java, .NET, etc. Whatever. Okay, na? Here learn what's it? Learn these three. What are the three? HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Plus, if you know one of this, what is that is? Either Angular or React. One that is good. Either Angular or React. Next, learn one database. What is Oracle? That's all. You don't need any extra. So learn one technology, Java, core plus advanced Java. Learn Oracle. Learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript. If possible, learn this Angular or React. Okay, then. So definitely you'll have good demand, good package. Okay, then you can grow faster. Okay, then now. But in this course, sir, in this course, like in this class, I'll be covering what Oracle. I think maximum students join for full stack Java. Yes or no? So in this class, I'll be covering what? Oracle. I'll be taking the Oracle. I'll be covering the Oracle. Okay. And this is my part. So in this class, I'll be covering this and Oracle. And after completing this, you'll get in depth of what? Database. Okay, na? You'll get in depth of database technologies. Then you can able to answer to any question asked related to what? Database. So you can become like that. Okay, then. Now, like, what are the difference, sir? I given some number of technologies. One is Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL. What are the next? One more is there, DB2. Next one, PostgreSQL, RDS, MongoDB. Next one, Cassandra. Then, so like, so actually, they are called, all these technologies are called what? SQL databases. These technologies are called SQL databases. Means SQL databases means all these databases uses a language. What is the language? SQL. Oracle uses what language? SQL. SQL Server uses SQL language. MySQL uses what? SQL language. All these technologies uses what? SQL language. That's why these databases are called SQL databases. Okay, na? Then, so one advantage is if you know one database, you can work with other databases also. If you know one database, you can work with other databases. If you know Oracle, you can work with what? MySQL. You can work with what? SQL Server. You can work with what? PostgreSQL. If you know one database, you can work with other databases. For example, after completing this course, you join in some company. Okay, in that company, so in project database is Oracle, because you learn the Oracle course here. So that's why easily what you can work with that project. But in the next project, database is not Oracle. Next project database is MySQL. Database is MySQL. Then you don't need to come to Amirpet to learn MySQL. Because if you know, once you know Oracle, once you got experience in Oracle, you can easily work with what? MySQL. Any changes are there? The changes are minor changes. Only 20% differences are there. 80% it is what? Same. Okay, na? Then, so if you know one database, you can work with what? Other databases. Okay, then. So now, even if you say, I know Oracle, I know MySQL, I know PostgreSQL, means they don't give any what priority. They don't give any importance to you. But what are these databases? These databases are called what? NoSQL databases. What is the meaning? NoSQL means? NoSQL means they don't use what? SQL language. So these databases uses SQL language, but they don't use what? SQL language. Okay, then, and working with these databases is what? Same. But working with this MongoDB and Cassandra is not same. If you know Oracle, so if you know Oracle, you cannot work with what? MongoDB. If you know Oracle, you cannot work with what? Cassandra. Understood? If you know MongoDB, you cannot work with what? Oracle, because these databases are different. But if you know Oracle, you can work with MySQL. You can work with PostgreSQL. You can work with these databases. But if you know Oracle, you cannot work with what? MongoDB, because they are what? Different. They are not same. Okay, na? Then. So online students, I'll answer to all these questions. Let me complete the class. After completing the class, I'll answer to all these questions. Okay, then. Okay. Now, why? Because the reason is, so they don't use SQL, but these databases uses what, sir? SQL. They don't use what? SQL language. Then, so in interviews, if you say, sir, I know Oracle, I know MongoDB, means definitely added advantage, importance is given to the candidate. If you know, I know Oracle, I know MySQL, means no importance. But if you say, I know Oracle, I know MongoDB, means definitely importance is given. Why? Because they understand that you know, like one SQL, one no SQL. So earlier, some years back, companies are used only what? Companies are used only what, sir? SQL databases. But nowadays, companies are using what? SQL databases, and companies are also using what? NoSQL databases. They are using both. They are using SQL and they are also using NoSQL. Okay. Why? Companies are using both. Okay, na? Then what is the difference? Sir, Oracle is good for storing structured data, and this is good for storing unstructured data. Sir, okay, na? Understood? Oracle is the best software to store what? Structured data. And these databases are good for storing what? Unstructured data. You know what is structured and unstructured? Okay. So my data is there in tables, Excel sheet. You know, Excel sheet, rows and columns. My data is there in Excel sheet. Then Excel sheet is structured or unstructured? Structured. You want to store that data. You want to store the data which is there in rows and columns. Then which is good? SQL. SQL databases are good if the data is in what? Tables, rows and columns. And these databases are good if the data is what? Unstructured. What is unstructured means? My data is there in PDF. My data is there in what? PDF. My data is there in MS Word document. My data is there in images. My data is there in audio. My data is there in video. Then what are these? Audio, video, images, PDF. What are these? All these are what? Unstructured. So these databases are good for storing unstructured. This is good for storing what? Structured. Sir, some years back, 80% of data is what? 80%. 80% of data is what? Structured. And 20% data is what? 20% data is what, sir? Unstructured. 80% data is structured, 20% data is what? Unstructured. Okay, then some years back. But nowadays, what? This is increasing. This is increasing. Why it is increasing? Because social media is increasing. Why it is increasing? Social media platforms are increasing. Example, Facebook, okay, YouTube, Twitter. So all these social media platforms. So in social media platforms, most of the data is what? Unstructured. If you go to Facebook, what you upload? You upload what? Images. You upload what's it? Videos, audio files. Yes or no? Then most of the data is what? Unstructured. Now it is became 50-50. Now it is became what's it? 50% of data is what? Structured. 50% of data is what? Unstructured. That is the reason. So this NoSQL databases demand is also increasing. So companies are also using what's it? NoSQL databases. Okay. To handle what? To handle what? Unstructured data. So these databases are used to handle what? Structured data. Okay. Then, so like in your resume, you mention like this. What is that is? You mention databases and which databases you know. Okay, na? I know what's it? You know Oracle. Okay, na? If you know what? MongoDB. So definitely it's added advantage. So like preference will be given to the candidate who knows both Oracle and what? MongoDB. Okay, then, but your doubt is, sir, I'm joining in this Oracle course. Then how I learn MongoDB? Do I need to join separate class? Yes or no? Your doubt is like that. Do I need to join separately? But maximum nobody teaches MongoDB separately in Amirpet. You inquire anywhere. Nobody teaches MongoDB separately in Amirpet. Naresh or any other institute. You go to any other institutes, but they don't separately teach MongoDB. Okay, na? Then. So what I will do in this class only, I'll spend some time for what's it? MongoDB. Okay, na? I'll give the basics of MongoDB. That basic knowledge is enough. How to what? Install, how to do the basic operations, how to store the data in MongoDB, how to update the data, how to delete the data, how to access the data. I'll give that basics. Once you know the basics, then by yourself you can what? Extend. Okay, na? Then you don't need to what? Join this separately. But definitely, if you know this both, then definitely what? Added advantage. Okay, then. So then next. But see, like maximum students will ask what? Sir, why these many? Why these many means? They're from different companies. Why these many mobile phones are there? Yes or no? They're from different what? Companies. They're from different companies. So this is from what? This is from Oracle Corp. This is from Microsoft. And this is what? This is also from Oracle Corp. But actually, it is not developed by Oracle. It is developed by Sun Microsystem. It is developed by Sun Microsystem. But Sun Microsystem, Oracle is taken over Sun Microsystem. So that's why product becomes Oracle. This is from what? IBM. This is from same company name is also PostgreSQL Forum. And this is from what's that? Amazon. Okay, then. So there are different softwares from different companies. What the most popular is? Okay, then once again. So all these are belongs to same family or different family? Same family. What is that family? Database family. Okay, na? Then Java, .NET, PHP, Python, they belongs to same family. That is what is that is middleware. Okay, then so that okay, then so which one is most widely used? Which is most widely used? Okay, so different cell phones are there in the market. Which is most widely used? Which one is most widely purchased by customers? Huh? iPhone? Huh? No, in India. No. Okay. Actually, we can't answer. Actually, customers buys what? Samsung. Customers buys iPhone. Customers buys what? Redmi, Realme, any all the brands. Yes. So similarly, here also what? Okay, then here also, so customers uses what? Oracle. Customers use what? SQL Server. Customer use what? MySQL. So depends. Depends on the company. See, medium and large scale companies, they use what? Medium and large scale companies use what? Medium and large scale companies. Can I? Then. Like once again. DB2. Like medium and large scale companies, they use this three. Medium and large scale companies, they use this three. Okay. Small scale startup companies will use this two. Small scale and startup companies will use this two. What are the two? MySQL and PostgreSQL. If any company wants a database for basic facilities, they want a database, basic features, then they go for what? MySQL and what? PostgreSQL. If any company wants database with advanced features, then they go for what? Oracle, SQL Server, and what? DB2. The company wants a database with basic features, they go for this MySQL and PostgreSQL. If any company wants database with advanced features, they go for what? Oracle, SQL Server, and what? DB2. In India, almost all banks uses what? Oracle. Okay, then banking softwares, banking application. The banking softwares. What are the software that companies use? Banks use. Indian banks uses only two softwares. Indian banks uses what? Two. One is okay, Finacle. One is what? Finacle. Another one, what's it? Flex. Finacle and Flex. What is this? Banking applications. Finacle is one banking application. Flex is one banking application. Some banks uses what? Finacle. Some banks uses what? Flex. You take Axis Bank, they use what? Finacle. You take Canara Bank, they use what? Flex. HDFC uses what? Flex. Finacle is developed by what? Infosys. Flex is developed by what? Oracle. So Finacle is developed by Infosys, Flex is developed by Oracle. But in both Finacle and Flex, what is the database they use? What database they use? Oracle database. In both applications, they use what? Oracle. That's the reason I said in India, almost all banks uses what? Oracle database. Okay. Yeah. So if anybody wants to learn, they want to acquire database skills. If anybody wants to acquire the database knowledge, what I suggest, better to learn what's the Oracle. If you learn Oracle, you'll acquire the complete database knowledge. Okay. Right. So then, suppose here, again, students will ask, what, sir, what is the difference between, okay, they'll ask, what is the difference between Oracle and SQL, Oracle and SQL? They'll ask, what is the difference? What is Oracle? What is MySQL? What is the difference between Oracle and MySQL? Sir, what is the difference? Oracle and MySQL? Sir, what is the difference? Java.NET? Actually, thing is, if you attend Java class, like one student attend Java class, he will not get the what? He will not ask what is the difference between Java and .NET. He will not ask what is the difference between Java and Python. He will not ask. But if he joins in Oracle course, definitely he'll ask what is the difference between Oracle and MySQL. Okay. So, what is the difference if I ask Java and .NET? I'll give one answer. Both are used for developing applications, mostly web applications. Java is used for developing web application. .NET is also used to develop what's a web application. One is from Oracle, one is from Microsoft. Java is from Oracle Corporation. .NET is from Microsoft. That's all. That is the difference. They are from two different companies, but almost on same. Okay, any changes are there? Minor changes will be there. What is the difference between Oracle and MySQL? Oracle and MySQL. Then both are what's the Oracle and SQL side. Let's take Oracle and SQL side. What is the difference? That what for they are used? Both are used to maintain the what's the database. Both are used for same purpose, to maintain the what database. But they are from two different companies. Oracle is from Oracle Corporation. SQL Server is from Microsoft. They're from two different companies. Okay. Then, sir, mostly for Java applications, which database is most widely used? Oracle. For .NET applications, which database is most widely used? SQL Server. For Java, mostly they will use Oracle. For .NET, they use one SQL Server. If it is a small scale application, small applications, they use one MySQL and what PostgreSQL. But big applications like banking applications, definitely they use one Oracle or SQL Server. Okay, then. So, then once again, okay, but actually, sir, this is the database. This is the database. Then, to maintain this database, this is the database. But to maintain this database, we need a software. Maintain this database. This is the database. This database stores what? Data. But to maintain this database, we need a software. What is the software we use? What is the software we use? Right. Now tell me, what is database? What is Oracle? What is database? What is Oracle? Database is a storage. Don't say database is a software. Database is storage. What is Oracle? Software to manage database. Okay. So in your laptop, there is a hardware. To manage the hardware, you need a software called operating system. Operating system is the software used to manage the hardware. So Oracle is the software used to manage the database. Okay, what is Oracle? Oracle is a software. The software is used to manage what's the database. So you want to store the data. If you want to store the data directly, you won't go to the database, store the data. You give request to what? You give request to. You give the request to Oracle. You give the request to Oracle. Oracle goes to the database and store the data. You want to do any operations on database, you give request to Oracle. Sir, you want to create a file in Windows, you want to create a file. To create a file, are you going to hard disk and creating the file? No. You are giving a request to Windows to create the file. Right click, suppose new text document like this. You are giving the request to Windows to create a new file. So similarly, like here also, you give a request to WhatsApp Oracle to store the data. Okay, then that means here, this is the user. This is the what? User. This is the user. User want to store the data. But if user want to store the data, then user cannot directly store the data. User has to talk to Oracle. User has to communicate with what? Oracle to store the data in what? Database. If you want to do anything on database, you talk to the Oracle. Yes or no? So then, like suppose for example, you want to do anything. So here in Naresh, you want to do anything, then you talk to the management. Yes or no? Similarly, so if user wants to do any operations on database, user talk to what? Oracle. How to talk to Oracle? How I am talking to you? How I am talking to you? I am talking to you by using a language. For the language I am using English. Similarly, user wants to talk to Oracle. User uses a language. What the language is? SQL. Understood? Now tell me, what is Oracle? What is SQL? Oracle is a software used to maintain the database, to manage the database. What is SQL? SQL is a language to talk to Oracle, a language to communicate with Oracle. So if you want to do any operations on database, you cannot directly operate on database. You need to talk to Oracle. I want to remove these pillars. I want to remove the walls. Can I do that? No. Talk to the owner. So, similarly, to do any operations on database, you need to talk to Oracle. How to talk to Oracle? By using a language. That language is what? SQL. Now, got some idea? Okay, what is Oracle? What is SQL? Okay. So SQL, or you can also use what? If user uses SQL and user uses what's either SQL or yes. So these two are languages to communicate with what? Oracle. Oracle understands only two languages. One is SQL, another one is ELS. So if you want to talk to Oracle, you must use any of this language. Okay. So how to talk to MySQL? Oracle is one now. How to talk to MySQL? How to talk to MySQL? Any separate language is there to talk to MySQL? No. What is the language we use? SQL. How to talk to SQL server? How to talk to SQL server, SQL language. How to talk to PostgreSQL, SQL language. To talk to these databases, we use same language or different language? SQL language. When language is same, working is also same. Okay, when language is same, working is also same. Okay, so that is the reason. If you know one database, it's now. Okay. So I just want to give some brief introduction to this course. Okay. Then now, if you have got any doubts, you can ask regarding this course or regarding this subject. If you have any doubts, you can ask. You can then. So I just want to give some like what is what. Okay, but every day I'll take the class 1.5 hours and the remaining time I spend for doubts. Any doubts? Any doubts? Huh? No. Okay. Then. Oh. Okay. So, like SQL is what? SQL is what? SQL is language, but what this language is called? Query language. Query means commands. Here you write commands, but there is a call what? PLSQL. PLSQL is what? Programming language. There are two languages. So either you can use query language or you can use what? PLSQL. So this is query language, means here you write commands, but here you write what's the programs. Okay, then sir, I'm not expert in programming. I'm not expert in programming, but I want to work with the database. Then what is the option for you? SQL. What is the option for you? You don't have programming skills, but you want to work with the database. Then option is what? SQL. But I got some programming skills. Then option is what? PLSQL. Okay. So both, sir, earlier, some years back, to work with the database, compulsory you need programming skills. If you are a good programmer, then only can work with what? Database. But now, once these are introduced, once SQL is introduced, non-programmers also can work with what? Database. What? Non-programmers. Non-programmers also can work with database. Answer is SQL, using SQL. Okay, then. So both programmers and non-programmers can work with database. Then Okay. Okay. Then anything is there, then can ask. Otherwise, we'll continue this tomorrow. Okay. Oh, 2.5 months. Demo means continuation. Tomorrow I don't repeat this. I'll take another topic. Okay, na? Huh? Oh, this everything from the day one. Okay, na? Same 410, 450. Okay, na? Mayank, they will inform the details. You don't need to worry. Just leave it at present. They give the details, fee details, how to pay. Everything will be given to you. No, oh, year only. Same time. Timing won't change, but timing is same. 4 means I'll start by 4:10, like that. 4:15. But first few days. After that, I'll start exactly 4 o'clock. Okay. Today only. Today is the first class. Uh, demo classes. Demo classes means here tomorrow I don't repeat this. Okay, na? I'll start, but they don't ask the fees. Okay, na? Then 3-4 days you are allowed. పక్కన ఎస్ నేను ఇది నేర్చుకో ఒరాక్ మైస్కిల్ ఎవరు చెప్పారు నీకు చెప్పేది 2 కోర్సులు ఒకటి ఒరాకిల్ ఒకటి ఎస్క్యూఎల్ సర్వర్ అంతే డెఫినెట్లీ బాస్ డేటా సైన్స్ ఎక్సెల్ అడ్వాన్స్డ్ ఎక్సెల్ ఎస్క్యూఎల్ డేటా సైన్స్ టాబ్ల్యూ okay definitely if you have Python and Oracle means easily you can learn data science. Learning data science will be very easy for you. These two, if you have the time, then learn Excel by yourself. You can learn. You don't need to attend any class. Excel. Saturday class will be there. Only Sunday is holiday. Definitely, Ramya, easily can learn. This will, everyone can understand this course easily. Google Classroom is not yet created. Once it is created, I'll give the link. Okay, na? Then topics, I'll send it. Tomorrow I'll give the topics. Recordings also they will provide. Okay, na? But separate charge will be there for recordings. So without recordings, with recordings, then. Okay, na? So if you register for recordings, every day you'll get the recordings. Tomorrow I'll give that. Tomorrow I'll give the demo link. Today's demo link, I'll give it tomorrow's class.